Hello, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I'm going to be reviewing 3 books for y'all. I recently went to Barnes & Noble and got some books, and I was decided like, hey, why don't I review them? Because I used to read a lot when I was a little kid, and now I don't read at all, and kind of missed it. Picked up 3 books. The first is Egghead by Bo Burnham. It's just a book of poetry, really, but if you're a fan of Bo Burnham like I am, you'll understand his kind of unique style and his humor, which is employed here very well. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book. I got it at Barnes & Noble, and if you can see here, it's the buy 2, get the 3rd free deal. I appreciate that a lot, seeing as I have no money. Egghead, or You Can't Survive on Ideas Alone by Bo Burnham, definitely a would read in my opinion. The second book I read was The Rook by Daniel O'Malley. Now this is, I don't want to spoil anything in any of these books, but general premise, it's a British government agency where they deal with the supernatural. So I thought that this book was interesting in the way Daniel O'Malley's humor is very unique in that he doesn't necessarily rely on stupid jokes or it's like you have to really like think, and then there's a few where it's like, oh, that's just funny, but it's just clever wordplay and stuff like that, and the plot, the way it plays out in the natural progression, it's almost like a thriller and a mystery novel in a sense. But yeah, it's definitely very funny. It's an interesting premise and an interesting main character, and it definitely kept me engaged. I read this basically every night before I went to bed, and I would find myself reading like way more pages than I had meant to. And I would eventually stay up till like 12 at night, and then I would have to wake up at 6 and I would be dead. Also, excuse my runny nose, I am sick, hence my tea. The third book that I got, I was saving this one because I'm a fan of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and this book is the autobiography of Anthony Kiedis, the frontman of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and it's called Scar Tissue. I liked this book. It was definitely, I really like autobiographies. I just like seeing someone's life portrayed and have them talk about it. And I like knowing and learning about people, especially people that I look up to, like Anthony Kiedis and his band. His life is definitely interesting. It's like almost like a fictional character, but it's actually him. And to realize that and the things that he's gone through and the things that he's experienced is definitely interesting. And it made me stick around to read it. I also learned a lot about drugs from this book because of all of the insane things that he's done with drugs, and I feel like they just need to get rid of the DARE program completely and just force kids to read this book, because they'll take a step back and be like, oh crap, I don't want to do drugs, because if you take a wrong turn, you could end up worse off than Anthony Kiedis. That's it. Those are the 3 books that I read this month, the month of April, and I picked up some more books a few days ago from Barnes & Noble, and I'm going to be reading them all through May, and then at the end of the May, I will have a review of all of those books as well, and I'll probably get more along the way and read more. Before I forget, I also read the entire Scott Pilgrim sixology. There's 6 books, I don't know what you'd call it, but a brief recap of the books. I've watched the movie, and I thought the movie was good, and I know that the comic to film adaptation is apparently really spot on, so I was interested to see what the books, or I guess graphic novels, comics, whatever you want to call it, brought, and I have to say that I am very impressed. Brian Lee O'Malley is definitely an interesting guy and storyteller, and I think that these books offer another added element to the movie, that because apparently, I didn't know this, that the books and film are made around the same time, which is kind of interesting. I liked the books more, as most people say, in book to film adaptations, mainly because you get to see these characters develop more. In the movie, it takes about a week for everything to develop, but in the books, it's quite a long time, more than a few months. So it was very interesting to see Scott's progression and to see yourself in the characters and to see them progress, because in this, Ramona, she is a lot more open and not as secluded and mysterious as she is in the movie. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed all of these books, and I think that I would recommend them to anyone that's interested in literature or reading in any sense. They're definitely interesting, and they're funny, and they're engaging to anyone. Alright guys, thank you. This has been my review of these books, being Scott Pilgrim, Egghead, The Rook, and Scar Tissue. If you would like to watch any more of my videos, and you'd like to be updated on any more videos I may come out with about books, please subscribe and click the bell icon, and leave a like on this video. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.